Wonderful morning to everyone. This is the pre-market outlook session for the 3rd December 2025. Very, very important day. It is going to change the overall sentiment if the announcement from GST meets our expectation. Because the GST reforms-oriented announcements are expected by the streets in the market as well as every individual citizens in India. Very core GST Council meet is happening from today to tomorrow. In the expectation of major changes in the slabs of the tax rate and also anticipation in the tax rates that to be reduced for the industries like automobile and ancillaries, manufacturing, particularly in industrial engineering oriented, pharmaceuticals, and of course, it is not a surprise one for the consumer goods oriented. But the things like discretionaries, luxurious items, or the sin items like tobacco and all may attract some higher taxes even. So that also should be, in other hand, one should watch out. So in the way, with the expectation in the hype, the trend is in hold for the Indian market. We are now going to have our important market in the September. After the important dates we have mentioned in our monthly market outlook report, about to have a significant movement in the dates of September 1 and 2 that accurately met our forecast. Because the first day of the September, everyone might knew that it has witnessed a significance in the movement about to 1%. And in yesterday's trend, the turnaround during the day happened around 1 o'clock. The gains the NIFTY garnered have been given up in the way of short selling and profit booking. So both the days had shown their importance in the date as we announced. This is the third session in the September month. How it is going to be and all will be discussed now. As like in the phrase, because of the GST's euphoria, the first date was totally in the greenish way. And the second date followed with the quiet open. It could not sustain the gains because of the rejections as we forecasted and discussed in yesterday's meet about the 24,670 might be the rejection zone for the NIFTY like we discussed yesterday. And if you check well, the high was made around 24,660 or exactly to be 24,658. About to 10 points short to the rejection zone we forecasted. From there, the market fallen about to 200 points. This is what the accuracy based on our behavioral analysis we are doing on stocks, sectors, even indexes. So that the strength falters on rejection, like we have mentioned here in the phrase that denotes all the meanings based on the yesterday's move, one can easily observe. And for the day, the opening trends might be in the way of giving in a flat or a cautious manner. It would be better opt one to mention a cautious open instead of telling a flat or a white open. Because until the announcements are coming out or the results about the GST reforms oriented announcements coming out, the market would be taking this with a volatility even because of the global events, particularly from the US region. The volatility index spooked to double digit in yesterday's trend, and which may be having an impact in India VX also. So in that way, the volatility is going to incur in the Indian markets today. By having this volatility in mind, after a open session or after opening, one should actually closely monitor about the levels, particularly on the support side. About to we have mentioned like 24,400, which should not be even break. That means the break about a 24,400 zone would be a signal for making further lows even. That may be towards 24,337 as the immediate but core one. That is also a core one. As long as it is holding 24,400, the longs can be maintained or even built. But if it breaks in a decisive manner with a volume, after breaking this 24,400, 24,337 will be the watching point to make the trend confirmation on the same side. Otherwise, the bounce also may happen from the 24,337 around the zone. So, until these things are firmly happening, the long positions can be also maintained if the trader is appetite about taking risk. Otherwise, breaking 24,400 itself by treating that as a stop loss and can come out from the long position or reducing the positions would be great and greatly advised, since we are expecting a heightened volatility in the market. On the upper side, if the 24,400 is being maintained, means nothing big we can expect. That the thing would be on the 24,750 to 24,850 can be expected. The same kind of upset, that means spike in the sense both sides we can expect, as we had discussed for the short side or a lower side. The same kind of spikes also can be expected due to the heightened volatility or increased volatility we are expecting to the level of 24,850 even. So by treating 24,850 as a maximum capping point today, traders should actually gauge this point of 24,850, how it is getting approached. If with volume, a strong or a decisive movement happened while approaching the 24,850, means where one can think or where one can get the signal from the movement in that way to have further upside momentum even, provided the announcements from the GST Council meet in today's session or tomorrow's session are supporting the economy, like or boosting the consumption kind of things, or giving benefits over the end user of every individual indices. In that way, if it is coming, the upper side can be focused. So this is what the strategy one can follow. So discussed based on the important event along with the behavioral study, and finally up to the levels what and all should be monitored like. So these three things togetherly one can actually combined and shaped, means in today's trend one can easily make the money. For making today's movement, which is very rare event, which may approximately give the momentum for all sectors or across the sectors, we can see the momentum. Anyhow, in the way of core ones, the consumer goods topping the list because of the GST's announcements expectation. Along with automobiles in the sense, including auto ancillaries like batteries and tires, like the companies. Reality, if it is a good announcement for the housing purchase or a home loan kind of things and all, means real estate stocks will actually cheer the momentum. So where one can see, starting with the prestige estates, Godrej properties, all real estate and the construction oriented companies may be enjoying the momentum with the higher level. If it is so, in advance to the real estate stocks momentum, finance and banking would be the first signal point one can get based on the announcements in the today's meet and tomorrow's also. Energy is based on Reliance and ONGC Gale's momentum. It is holding the key support level till now. So that also will be having an impact on the market's momentum. If it is on the stocks front, the day traders can, based on the news and the technical behavior side, watch out the stocks like Tata Consultancy Services, JSW Cement, Lemon Tree Hotels, Adani Power, PNC Infratech, and Borosil Renewables. From the positional aspect or a positional standpoint, the Nifty, as long as holding 24,400 as mentioned earlier, would be a chance for making 24,700 to 850. And if it is coming beneath the point of 24,400, that may be a signal for making 24,337 to 24,200 or even 100 levels. So by having this important economic event in mind and volatility also expect us to be in a heightened way, every traders are encouraged to exercise their caution on every transaction until the total outcome from the GST Council meet released. So it is very important to keep stop loss if you are looking for a day trading opportunities particularly. But it is not limited to positional traders as well. So that's it from today's pre-market outlook. We can actually discuss. So this is the time to address some queries if any. Yes, there is a query on Dr. Reddy. So Dr. Reddy, till now it is actually trying to consolidate with their defensive activity. But anyhow, based on yesterday's momentum, it should hold 1,240 as support. Because it has engulfed the thing, this 1,240 once getting broken means one can see the continuation on the short build-up side, because it is not based on the news, not based on the any other thing relating to the market's movement. It is purely based on the behavioral one. The stock yesterday witnessed about a sudden fall from the high. So by keeping 1,240 as support, one can keep the long positions or call options. If it breaks this 1,240 and sustained at least for 15 minutes in the below the level, there one can make it as an informed decision that it may further fall may be happening on the stock like that. And that further fall too can be seen towards the level of 1,220 for the day. And until then, until it is getting broken, that 1,240 level, the probability for giving a bounce towards 1,262 and 1,270. towards this level also may slightly happen. The probability is very slight for that. Anyhow, for the day, it would be on the negative side maximum if it breaks the 1240 level. So we can conclude today's session, and please monitor every inch by inch and minute by minute movements in the market as well as the news of GST's council meeting. We'll be also updating you based on the alert on the economic and the market side. So thank you for your participation in today's session. We'll meet again tomorrow. Have a great trading day for everyone.